What's going on, team? How we doing out there? And it seems like we got ourselves the classic right here move where you go to lunch. Retail doesn't got the good lunch spots. This is why I always say you got to know the good lunch spots in New York because it seems like this is an everything rally right now, at least. You're getting everything just to squeeze on up here, and I felt like we could have this type of action today where it's just very choppy. And a lot of the ways that you can get around this is by using the hourly charts. And especially you can see it on the cues here. You can see how we pulled back multiple times to this 360 spot and doing wicks underneath it. What do I say? A lot of times these wicks can be, they can be tricks, right? Well, today you guys got Nvidia just leading the charge, and this is quite a charge, right? You guys are seeing Nvidia just lift off right through the trend line that I had drawn way before this, right? I drew this way back on August 1st. We were going to look to see if we came back here, and there you have it. Everybody that was short on all this retrace, well, they just got squeezed. And so now you're having those squeeze and you're having shorts get out of the trade while what? The longs are also getting in. And this is, of course, going to cause that spike kind of action. This could also be a little bit too much too fast. That's why you guys see what my title was in my thumbnail here. And, is this just too much, right? Will Nvidia be able to hold this after Wednesday's earnings? This is what I'm putting out there because it just seems like this might be a little bit too much too fast. And so we're going to continue to watch, but there you guys see it. Nvidia ripping today and nice play off the VWAP. We talk about this all the time. This came back, cracked back below the VWAP, then broke out all the way up there to the 467s. I wanted to keep my eye on like a stock like AMD today. I actually played it once for the day trade, once for the swing trade. I made money on the day trade, lost a little bit on the swing trade. Overall, the day trade covered the swing trade, but I didn't catch this move, which is what I really wanted to catch. And that was a really nice move here. As you guys can see here, this is where I got out on the swing trade, and it was close. I missed it by what, like about an hour, and then it would have really taken off. But hey, that's how it happens sometimes. I hope that you guys are enjoying the trading action. Of course, let me know what was your biggest move that caught your attention today. You guys can throw that up in the chat. Let me take a look at who's going out there. We got Jay in the house, Marty Wood, Raz, Milky Fade. If you're new, just tuning in, or maybe you're checking us out on our other platforms, either on Twitter. Hey, come on over to YouTube, say hello, or come to the chat and tell me what stock caught your attention today. Hola, ¿cómo estamos? For my Spanish speakers, we can go with the Spanish. NVIDIA is switched to. NVIDIA Shield already runs Nintendo games. Yeah, NVIDIA Shield is pretty good. I think they're going to come out with a new NVIDIA Shield, Pharaoh Towers. So that's going to be something interesting. I think it would be really interesting to see if NVIDIA could come out with some new products for TVs. That could definitely get the lift. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at the other action in the market, and we can talk about my swing trades. Let's go through that first here. I'm going to go through the trades, and then we'll go through more rotation because I think that's more important, right, on a day like today. I still have American Airlines. This at least getting a nice little lift right now. And as long as we can start getting our way back above the 200-day, this is looking pretty good for me. I can't add to this position, but I'm going to wait to this position just because I got it on this day. It was almost perfect timing. I don't think I'm going to be able to have perfect timing all the time. So I'm going to give this a couple of days to kind of, decipher, see if it wants to make that lift there to 16. And then, yeah, I can just let it run. But if it comes back down to 1475, 1450, I want to give myself an ability to add and improve my average here. I like the trade, just got to keep a watch on it. And WFG, West Fraser Timber. Got a nice lift off out the gates, but now pulling back. It was a nice little push first to 78. So just going to keep this one on watch. I am just slightly down on this one from 76 to 88, and I'll keep watch on this. This is a lumber play. We'll see what happens there. Let's go to the sectors and the industries out there and what's leading the day. Of course, technology leading after that pullback, and everything started to get going. One of my major stocks that I've been watching is Microsoft, right? Now we're back to the 9 EMA. Now we've had ourselves a nice little 2-day rally. Now the question is, will they pull the plunger tomorrow, or will they continue this tech rally? And of course, going into Wednesday is where we could get another day where they could pull the plunger as you get closer to Nvidia's what? Nvidia's earnings coming after the bell on Wednesday. So keep your eyes on this move. I think we are definitely catching a little bit of a turn here as we were oversold. And this is why I use indicators like the RSI. The RSI pointed this perfectly. And I know that, so many people hate on technical analysis, but the truth is they called it pretty well on the cues here. And so I'm going to go with that. Nice little move back to 9 EMA. Does it mean that we're just ripping back to the upside? No, I think we're definitely going to be a little bit more weary after this nice little run on Nvidia. Can it continue the run? That's something to keep an eye out for. All right, let's keep going. And this goes to question, right? Is the AI bubble done or not? I mean, the truth is Nvidia could save the bubble. Why? Because they could finally be the ones that might show us the money. Yes, I'm saying it, guys. They might be the ones that could show us the money. The truth is, I don't know which way Nvidia's report's going to go. I'm not going to take a bet, but damn sure know right after that report, I will be looking for taking bets because that's going to tell me a lot. If they kick it out the waters and actually give me some revenue on AI, yeah, I'll be looking for them to continue going. Now, if they can't mention actual revenues or start to say, like tricky wording and like, we're seeing this gradually get there, things like that. We talked about that on pre-market prep. That's what you don't want to see. That's instantly how you can see them pulling the plunger on Nvidia. All right, let's keep going. It's good to see you out there. Consultancy UK, what's going on? It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in the chat, so smash the like. It's good to have you out here. All right, Val, mine was AMAT and Microsoft. We can take a look at both of those stocks, right? Microsoft, we just took a look. That's getting a nice little bounce to the 9 EMA. Let's take a little peek at AMAT. AMAT, of course, Applied Materials, getting a huge little bounce back after nice little downside action move. This one just feels like it's just been chopping around, down, up, down, up, down, up. But at least continuing the climb, right? And I think that that's not a bad area to look at. As you can see on the weekly, you keep catching the 9-week average and you take another lift. Until that breaks, the trend's your friend. And the trend's still your friend right now in Applied Materials. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to the other action. And how do I watch Mitch and Dennis at the same time? Well, unfortunately, Braggs, you can't, man. Honestly, the only time you get to see Dennis and I together are in pre-market prep, of course. And if you guys aren't watching that, check it out, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. But, I mean, he sometimes goes on the close in print Joel Elconin show on the close. They have their show at 3:30 to 4 also. I do this because this is what I do best, guys. And this is why I do this show. And stay tuned because I got some new things coming for this show. And I just love looking at rotation, right? I think that a lot of this also is what Dennis looks at. He looks at a lot of the relationships between the sectors, and we try to catch a lot of the things that are very similar. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other action in the market. Let's take a look here in technology to see what is really kind of leading the party. What other names had a really nice day? AVGO getting a push right back to the upside, and Google starting to get going. I like this nice little reversal off the bottoming. So if you're thinking you're looking for stocks that are trying to recover and make a move back, Google doesn't look too bad. For that, I'd be also looking at Amazon's move. It filled the gap pretty much. You didn't get all the way down back here, but hey, you got pretty much a good fill amount there in Amazon. Now this could start making its way back. And so if you're looking for stocks like that, I'm starting to get closer and closer to my buy zone in Shopify, right? I want to get closer to the 200-day moving average. So I think we got still one more leg down that we can maybe test some of the traders. That could come, of course, with Nvidia's earnings. But these are the kind of things that are starting to get on what? On my shopping list. And I think everybody needs to have a shopping list, especially when you're getting market pullbacks. You're looking for what you want to go. And normally it's going to be in the high quality names, not like, looking in the dumpsters. We'll see what happens. All right, let's keep going. We could take a look at some other action. Technology still doing really well. Semiconductors leading that action. Software infrastructure not doing bad today. Microsoft, Adobe, nice little lift off right back towards the 523s. And Adobe is a company that I think could eventually kind of really give us AI numbers. So keep your eyes on Adobe. I definitely think AI is affecting them. PanW continuing after that just wicked report. Give us a wicked report on Friday, then continue climbing right back to 245. That definitely continued to push in names like CrowdStrike and Fortinet. So not a bad move there in CrowdStrike, up there about 2.63%. And good move overall in some of these cybersecurity names. Now, one area that is dragging is solar. So be careful there. First Solar has been breaking here. And if First Solar breaks, I think the other ones finally eventually break. Be careful in the solar game. It is looking ugly in the solar game. I'll tell you one thing. I'd be running for the hills. But hey, to each his own, right? We'll see what happens. Look at this SPWR. It's just running down. Not what you want to see on a chart. Not even getting the bounce. All right, let's keep going. We'll see some other names out there. We got over close to 100 of you guys. Smash the like. Let's see if we can get to 50. Hit it up there, guys. I'm going to keep going. Let's go to the healthcare area as this bounce back today. A lot of this run by biotechs, right? Look at the Moderna move today to 111.86. And this was not only Moderna, right? BNTX getting the lift. And this was all based on kind of COVID outlooks. Not necessarily what I think would get these stocks lifting again, but hey, new booster from Biden. I don't know, man. I don't know who's taking that shot. Literally, I just don't even know, even if the people that normally were taking the vaccines will take it. So I think in this case, I don't believe this move one bit. But hey, you guys see the run. It did run today. And sometimes you're going to scratch your head. You're going to be like, man, how did this stock move today? The truth is, it doesn't need to be fundamental related. It doesn't even need to have a catalyst. Sometimes stocks are just going to be making kind of logical moves. It could have been someone just saying, hey, I think everybody's going to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and take the trade, drive it up a little higher, and then really go short on it. We'll see what happens. BNTX turning around to 118.40. And is Pfizer up today? That's interesting. Pfizer even getting a lift off of this. Of course, they have their drug for COVID. So we'll see. Maybe this is an actual trend that could stay here. Not anything that I'm signing up for. You know it, team. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on. But definitely some of the drug manufacturer names definitely getting a nice little lift. Biotech's getting a lift today. VRTX, NVO. A lot of these. So you can see a lot of green here. BNTX, 6.2% day. What a day there. And you see a lot of green in biotech today. So just be careful out there, guys. Healthcare, nice little squeeze up today. Keep an eye on healthcare to see if it's going to start making its way back. It got pretty weak last week and then started to bounce. We'll see what happens there. Basic materials bouncing back today as industrial metals and minerals get a little bit of some bounce. And we got to keep watch on this, but we are seeing a little lift today, and I did see some coal get a little lift, some steel mentions out there. We'll see if X finally gets bought out. I mean, I see this one taking off today, up there to 32.27s. Was talking about it really early on in the day when it did this 32.47 pop on live trading. Of course, we have live trading, our stream that starts every day at 9:10, goes to 11. We saw the stock pop to 32.47, and I said immediately, let's see if it can get back there and take it out, because if it can, this looks like it could keep running. We'll see what happens there on X as you're pushing there towards the 32s. Can it get the 33s? And I saw that MT was a mention with this stock. We'll see what happens if MT is one of the ones that come after, of course, X and US Steel. All right, guys, let's keep going. Let's get to some other stocks out there. CSIQ reports tomorrow. I'd definitely take cover. We'll see what happens there. Hey, Benzinga. Hey there. Want to work as a thumbnail designer for you? Hey, reach out, man. You can reach out to me, Mitch at Benzinga.com, or you can just reach out to shows@Benzinga.com, and you can send us an email. Send us some work. Send us something that, we would want to use other than our thumbnails, right? That's the easiest way to do it. I give you the emails, and that doesn't just go to me. That goes to a lot of people. So if you want to hit it up on shows at benzinga.com, go ahead and do so. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other areas in the market. Of course, consumer cyclical bouncing back today. Tesla having itself a day two of the move, right? This is exactly how the turns happen a lot. Now you're making the move back to the 9 EMA. Now I need to see if we can close above that and actually want to continue a trend. We'll see what happens on these names. Can they continue to lift? There's some other ones here that could be pushing also. Industrials were a little bit of a mixed signal today. I tried to stay in deer, guys, and I took a hit on this one. Got cut out through the 391. I tried my shot, guys. I want to get back into this when it cuts through 400. So I got to keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens if it wants to cut back through 400 and get back up there to 420s. I like deer. I took the hit today. I'm willing to take it again. And then sometimes you have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to take your hit and then take the trade again. We'll see what happens there on deer. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other action. Caterpillar trying to get a little bit of a bounce there too. We'll see if these can finally bounce and shake right back up to the upside. I'm definitely keep these on my radar, and they just need to get back up there to 280s, 285, start making its way. All right, let's keep going. That's the industrial area. And then I also want to keep an eye on defensive names. Lockheed Martin was one that I mentioned earlier today that could get the lift. And why? Because I'm seeing more and more just defense packages being sold to different countries. You know, we saw that defense package that eventually went to Taiwan. Now I saw another defense package mentioned this morning that went to Australia. It just seems like right now the U.S. is on what? We're ready to sell some weapons, man. And if, you know, they want them, we'll sell it right now. All right, so these are just interesting stocks definitely to watch on these defensive names. We'll see what happens there. Energy taking a pullback today, like I always talk about with WTI. There's really one thing that I'm looking at, right? I'm just looking to see right now, can we hold 80s? If we can hold 80s, we're going to be okay. We get back into the 79 game and 70s, and we aren't looking that good. Today's range getting up there to 82.47. Last week, we made a high there towards almost 85. Can we get back up there? Can we make a move to 85? If that happens, yes, the oil trade can stay hot. But right now, oil trade pulling back a little bit today, as of course, you're seeing that pullback from the 80 move. Let it get back above 82 and hold. That's where I really think we get a nice little push. All right. I don't trade Forex, so I can't really help you. But we do have some resources that can definitely help you on Benzinga. So I'd advise you to go to Benzinga and check out the education there. All right, let's keep going. Oil show your cards. Yeah, oil doesn't like to show its cards. Oil loves to do a little swing action. It's one of the hardest areas, I think, to trade because there's a lot of noise that could come in any day. OPEC could come in and say something. Russia could come in and do something. Iran could, cut production. Who knows, right? There's so many other ways that oil is affected. And there's always overnight action that happens. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on in the market. Energy, definitely one of the big areas that get hit today. Real estate and utilities. But one area that I still don't see too much focus. I'm still concerned about these banks, man. They're still pretty weak. Let's see if the KRE came back some. Early on, it was pretty weak. Yeah, it came back some. So it wasn't the worst day, but it started out pretty bad. JPM coming back a little bit. Goldman Sachs coming back a little bit. This is just falling off the table from 355 down there to 322. So pretty much the full correction right back down. Still mad that I missed my 358 short here. That would have been a really nice short on GS. So I got to be able to play Goldman a little bit more. I've played this very well sometimes, and it loves to trend. Goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. I like stocks that can hold, 2-week, 3-week trends, because that's really how you grab a swing trade and make a killer trade. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on. Val, Mitch, I wanted to learn how to do this watch list that you have for the sectors. Well, I'm using a tool here called TC2000. So this is where I get some charting. It's actually a paid tool, so it's not free. I will let you guys know that. The reason I like it is because you see this one pager. I can do this with Benzinga Pro, but I just can't do it as fast. I've been trying to get this set up in Benzinga Pro or something similar to it. But the truth is that they make their own indexes. And so that's what helps them out, right? They have these equally weighted index. And that's why you see SX 110. So, and then you'll see that they have also the industries. The big thing that I would say to learn from this, Val, and unfortunately, if you don't have access to this specific, you can at least learn from what I'm doing here, is working backwards, not forward. What do I mean by that? We want to work from sector to industry to the stocks themselves, not looking for stocks that are up, then understanding what industry they're in, and then realizing that it's a sector wide move. That's going to be too late. I want to know what sectors are making moves, setups. I want to know what industries are getting ready to break out or break down. And then I want to be what? Looking into the stocks to see what has relative strength or relative weakness to the market. This is how I truly find my swing trades. All right, let's keep going, team. Let's get to the action. And I hope you guys enjoy that. I'll take a look at the email like always. No worries. I appreciate you sending it over. All right, let's see what other ones are being mentioned in the chat. Of course, we can take some names from you guys. It's 3:54. We got about 6 minutes left here. We could also take a look at the earnings calendar. We will be getting some tonight. So let's take a look at what's on that earnings calendar. There's some good names tonight. You got Zoom coming in, Nordstrom, and tomorrow, Lowell, before the open. Let's take a look at that. DKS, Medtronics, BJ's. There's some here that could definitely get moving tomorrow. So let's take a look. Zoom on a day like today, I would say it's green. There it is. Not looking too bad, and might make a little run here towards the close. This actually doesn't look too bad here. It looks like it's trying to set up for the move. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not taking long Zoom into the report. Hell no. That seems like a heart attack for me waiting to happen, and I'll pass on it. But there's some other ones, right? Lowell. We'll see if it can get that little move. This has been pulling back as of late. It did make a little bit of a move recently. Let's see if it can catch a little bit of resistance where prior support was and make a move back above 220s. HD coming down today also just shows me that these are weak right now. These could come down with a bad kind of a good report and still get a little bit of a hit. And then I want to see if they recover, because if they're towards like 212s, 210s, it won't be looking too bad for a bounce off that trend line. We'll see what happens here on HD and Lowell. I've been waiting for HD, Home Depot to get back there towards the 310 area, 315. It needs to get back a little bit. I'm not going to play it all the way up here. I remember when I played it through towards the 310s, and now it's up there to 323s. Rejected hard up there at 335. Couldn't break out through the 340. All right, let's keep going, team. What other ones are being mentioned in the chat there? We got Tesla. We can take a look at that. Chris, I can't tell you what to do with calls or options or stocks. At the end of the day, I'm not here to do financial advice. But if you have, SPY calls and they expire tomorrow, I mean, let's just be at least on like the statistical outlook. The theta is going to really be the problem here that kills the trade, right? And so the question is, I mean, at this point, how are you going to hold the trade? I would say always, like what we say, is stick to the original planning. But if you already blew past that original planning, it's always going to be up to you, my friend. All right, let's keep going. Alien Watch. Maybe I already took profits for the day. I'm just kidding. Do your own DD, man. Like always, man. I mean, the truth is that when you're playing calls and they expire tomorrow, and you're always just asking for a little bit of a lotto, right? That's a lotto type of play. That's big risk, but big reward. I try my best to do two of those, but I try my best to do one of those, not both of them at the same time. I don't want big risk for big reward. I want the big reward, but I want low risk. And that's why I choose to go for swing trading a lot of the times versus the day trading and the heavy day trading action. All right. Do you have the sector set up in Moomoo? Unfortunately, no, but there is some really good features on Moomoo that I could show you that are very similar. So life lessons with Lou. If you go into certain sectors and industry, they have these industries. They just don't have it like on one page, like I have here. I think I can set it up. I'll try to do a little setup for you on Lou, for Mumu, and for those people that use Mumu. But like always, the key is learning also what stocks are in certain sectors, and then also like here, like it tells me consumer cyclical and home improvement stores. That's going to help me. Going to give me the description, and then I'm going to be able to stick with the rotation and know what stocks trade with what, right? Like some names, it's going to be very easy. Some names it isn't, right? And I think that this really helps me stay with a lot of the market versus just one area, right? There's software infrastructure. Then there's software application like Unity, right? There's a lot of different areas in the market. You just got to start learning. Where can you learn all about these? Right here, of course, on Start Swing Trade. I'll be here to keep battling with you guys. It's 3:59. That's going to do it for me today. Like always, much love to all you guys out there. Keep battling in your trading environments. It's not easy. And if someone says the market are easy, please tell them to give me a call or just give them a quick little whack whack. Because the truth is, at the end of the day, there ain't no markets that are easy. The truth is, you just got to keep balancing, playing your game, sticking to the probability, and keeping the mathematical edge in your favor. I'll tell you what, we'll be here battling with you guys, taking a look at the market, and we'll see how my AAL goes and WFG. And then, of course, everyone will be watching what happens in Nvidia, right? Can this continue to climb? We're up there to 469 today. This seems like a little bit of some upside capitulation. We'll see what happens there on Nvidia. Is this a trap? Is this a trap? We'll have to find out. Hit the like button. I'll see you guys bright and early on Pre-Market Prep. And of course, back here tomorrow at 3:30 for Start Swing Trade.